Welcome back to Fujitsu Forum, where we continue to bring you the inside track on all the vertical markets that Fujitsu work across. Next, we're going to look at manufacturing, and we're going to explore smart factories. We're fortunate enough to have Karl Verhulst with us. You're going to talk us through some pretty impressive technology that you're playing around with and you're piloting at the moment.
That's correct. This is an offering we're developing, and it's going to be submitted for the government's board, and hopefully when it gets approved we can sell it. But we're already piloting this with the Augsburg factory that we have in Germany. And if you want, I'll show you what it's about.
Love to, absolutely.
Right. So manufacturing has been identified by McKinsey as the industry that will benefit the most from IoT, where you'll get the most gains. And this is one of those examples. By creating a digital twin, we can see what's actually happening in the factory and improve operational processes and improve decision making because you have better data. And this is an example of that. So we've got an example here, which is an Omron factory in Japan. We created this for Japan, where you see these are the three production lines. You can see there's a problem with this production line on the top. So because you have all the data, you can actually drill down and say, well, what's happening here in this factory? There's a freeze on that machine. And this is kind of the whole concept of a digital twin. Whatever is happening in the factory, you can see it. And here it shows us that this machine is down and there's a sensor which is down, and we need to replace this sensor. Now, with predictive analytics, we could actually predict that this is going to happen and change the sensor during the downtime, and then this wouldn't have occurred at all. So as it is, we don't have predictive analytics installed yet, but you can actually see that this is a fault. You can fix it. And we can then also look at historicals and see, well, these are the type of errors that have happened. And factory operators are aware that they're happening, but they don't keep track of them. But this allows you to track them and isolate the key ones. And if you fix those two key errors, you should reduce a lot of the downtime. So this is one example that we've done for Omron. There's another example that we have created for Intel. And Intel are using this live to monitor their environmental footprint. So they're tracking water consumption, electricity consumption, hazardous wastes, and gas waste emissions on a daily basis across their plants. So that's one way that they can have a better view instead of weekly reports and paper reports. But they also track their equipment. And this is their equipment monitoring. And here you see all the dials that show how their equipment is behaving, and they can see an instance. This doesn't mean much to us, but for the Intel guys, they know what it means, and if something is down, they can track it immediately, or if they want to go through the historicals, they can see, well, what's happened over the past 5 days, and to them this means something, and with this they can make better decisions. So this is, has been quite receptive, and this has been developed by the folks in Japan, and we have now started building one for the Augsburg factory. And this is a representation of the Augsburg factory with the campus, tracking data, production data, and then you can drill down into each hall and find out what's going on. So we're developing this. Customers who we talk with like this, and now we want to make sure that we can deliver this once it's approved as a formal offering.
So this would yield greater efficiency within the workforce, the supply chain, minimising and errors that are occurring. But interestingly, the environmental footprint example you were telling us about, corporate social responsibility is critical to any large conglomerate.
Exactly.
So now they can get a tangible view of the impact that they're making on their footprints.
Absolutely, and they have an immediate real-time view as opposed to weekly reports which are out of date the next day. And they can make decisions on the spot, and they can see who is creating, not just what their footprint is, but where's the footprint, where the results coming from. If there are any anomalies, who is creating that anomaly, and fix it.
I know Internet of Things isn't a particularly new phrase. 99 first it was coined as a phrase, and whether it's big data or IoT, it's had many names. How far can IoT within manufacturing continue to grow? Have we scratched the surface with the impact we can make yet?
We have, because there's a lot of complaints about the hype of IoT. There's a lot of stories and a lot of great ideas, and we've not had the full traction yet. So actually, we've only just started. To see the impact we can have. And once we've developed this and rolled this out to customers, 2 or 3 customers, then we will really see the impact. And because this is a platform, it sits on the Colmena data platform that we've just, where we built. you can create a lot more services. So this is a dashboard service. There's another service called Visualine, which allows you to look at the productivity of your production line. Over there you have the service know-how share. So we can add additional services because all the data is already in one central place. And yeah, well, we've identified 10 or 12 new services we can develop, but who knows, next year, in 2 years' time, what are the other services we can do? So it's amazing. But the key is capturing the right data and having them in one place so you can work on it. And that's the bit that people struggle with. We've seen customers say, well, I'm capturing data, but I'm not doing anything with it. What should I do with it? So, well, here's a platform that allows you to leverage the data that you already have.
We've heard quite a bit throughout the course of the day, digital co-creation. It's all about taking data and information and then finding a bespoke solution for a customer. This seems like it's a terrific example of digital co-creation.
It is, because we sit down with the customer and ask them, what is important for your business? What are your KPIs? And then look back and say, well, what data do you have and what data is missing? And we don't have to start from scratch. The platform is there, the visualizations are there. So half the work is done. We kind of customize it to what they need to do because customers want to see a quick result. They don't want to spend 6 months in development. And this platform allows that.
It's fascinating stuff. We've been hearing all day that Fujitsu is about delivering impactful, evidential results, and clearly you're onto something with this, Karl.
Yes,
so
I think so.
Hopefully we'll see this rolled out following your approval. We've still got plenty to come from Fujitsu Forum today. We're going to take a deeper look at IoT within retail, and we're going to lift the lid on some of the fun things that Fujitsu are doing within the retail space. More to come.